Evening of Friday, April 24 is today, 2026. Good evening, everyone. The human rights lawyer, Dr. Maxwell Opara, or people know him as Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, has dragged President Tinubu, Nigeria Army, and Attorney General of the Federation to court, asking court to stop the reintegration of repentant insurgents into the society. The human rights lawyer, Maxwell Opara, has prayed the Federal High Court in Abuja to restrain the Nigerian military from further reintegrating repentant insurgents into the society. Opara also sought an order of mandatory injunction compelling the Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, to initiate and pursue criminal prosecution of over 700 repentant Boko Haram insurgents. He said their prosecution will be in accordance with the provision of the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act of 2022, the Administration of Criminal Justice Act of 2015, and all other relevant laws. The legal practitioner, in a fresh suit marked FHC-ABJ CS/837/2026, sought an order directing the Nigerian Army to immediately suspend the Operation Safe Corridor Reintegration Program, pending the hearing and final determination of the suit. The originating summon filed on April 23 by Opara named the Nigerian Army, AGF, and the President as first to third respondent, respectively. Now, I know that Maxwell Opara, he doesn't need introduction on the Nigerian internet space. People know him as Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, and he's a human rights lawyer. The respect I have for this man increased, not the day he said he's going to do it, but today that he went to court to file this case. Do you know why the respect I have for him increased? Now, everybody have been complaining about the reintegration of the repentant terrorists into the society, which I know that they are never repented. They have not repented, and they cannot. They know what they are doing. They know the mission. They know what they are doing. Someone who have an ideology all over his life for 40 years, for 30 years, for 25 years, depending on their age, you mean the person could be captured, not willingly surrendering. The person could be captured in the bush. Then you take the person to one place, you'll be feeding him for 6 months. After 6 months, you release him. You said you have de-radicalized him. Like, this is laughable. Now, the reason why I am holding Maxwell Opara to high esteem at this moment is because last year, we approached up to 5 lawyers. When we approached 5 lawyers, we told them that look at the confessions of these people, both Kawu Baraje and the rest. They admitted that the coalition of Buhari, CPC, and Tinubu ACN imported terrorists into the country. I mean, they admitted. This is not an allegation. Can you help us to approach the Federal High Court? Let them give a subpoena to these people to appear in court to explain to the court how they were boasting, or how they are boasting that they imported terrorists into the country. They further went on to claim that they did not import this Fulani militia into the country to destroy the country, that they only imported them for the purpose of election. And I ask, how can someone import foreigners into the country to destabilize the election? You said it's not to destabilize the country. This admission you people are making that you imported it, like, they were doing it not because they don't know that that is treasonable, but they are doing it because they have seen Nigerians as fools. They have seen their activists as people who do not concentrate on things that matter. So they come out to do it, and we wanted lawyers to go to the court. Now, pay attention. We were not focusing that we will have justice from the court. We were planning something. And what could that be? Once the case goes to court, meaning we have established a legal standing against people who imported the terrorists. Now, the next thing is to draw the relevant authorities and people that are interested from around the world to the matter. Then we will now start going to global media to make sure we bring these people to book. Like, the 5 lawyers were telling us that this is a high-profile case. This is a case that if we take it up, it concerns even people in the presidency, that we can't do that. We can't finish it if we start it. Like, we were discouraged to do that. I'm not a lawyer. If I am a lawyer, I don't need anybody's permission. I walk to court and fight the suit. And that is what Maxwell Opara has done. So even though this case, maybe at the end, it did not go well, you know, they owns everything. Maybe at the end, the judiciary did not go ahead to stop it. Or even though the judiciary stopped it and the army did not obey the court order, you know how Nigeria operates now. They might not even obey the court order. Even when the court will give an injunction, court will rule against them. If they choose to obey it, they will obey it. If they choose not to obey it, they will not obey it. Okay? So, Even though maybe it goes that way, but I have maximum respect for this man. I have maximum respect for this man because this man is doing what other people are not doing. This is the way to go. If we have lawyers who are doing things like this, I don't think that all this rascality of terrorism will be like this. As Master Okpara is handling this one, how I wish another person will go and sue Shegumi, sue DSS, sue the army and the police that follow Shegumi to meet the terrorists, that said they know their location, they know their name, they know where they are. So why are they allowing these terrorists to kill the soldiers if they know where they are? If they have their phone number, they know their name, you talk with them, you send Shegumi with them, with the police, DSS and the police. And after meeting them, they will go. Then the terrorists will still come and kill the soldiers. What is wrong with black man? What is wrong with black man? So this is the situation that I wanted things to be going. Not because maybe as he sued Tinubu to say, he sued Attorney General of the Federation and he sued the Nigerian army. Not because he sued them that maybe everything will just go well. That is not it. Maybe at the end, they could be postponing the thing, but he is establishing something. If there is no one that call evil, evil, it means that everybody is supporting the evil. And that is why anytime I'm speaking up, I want people to speak up. You have a voice. Speak up. Even though you can't do anything, just speak forth. Speak forth. The bar is rising against Tinubu's administration. Apart from what Ted Cruz is saying, what he's deliberating in the House, that Tinubu's administration is complicit to terrorism. In other words, Senator Ted Cruz is saying that Tinubu's administration are directly sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria. However, Mike Arnold, day before yesterday, was still on congressional hearing where Mike Arnold was totally off. Like, when I mean he was off, he was not just trying to be politically correct. I hope so many people have listened to that video. So he was not trying to be politically correct. He was hitting the nail at the head and he knows what he wants. He's saying that the US will arrest people in Tinubu's administration. US should arrest people in Tinubu's administration that they are responsible for the killing. Now, don't pay attention when outsiders say it like that. I want you to start from the insiders. Kunde Ondawumi said the same thing. T.Y. Danjuma said the same thing. A lot of people are saying the same thing. Both General Rabo, to mention but few. What is it called? Both Erufai, Babada Tiame, people who are still the same people with Tinubu, they make the same statement that Tinubu and Rebadu are sponsoring insecurity. Erufai went on to say on national television that Tinubu made it a policy to be paying these terrorists, these bandits, through NSA Rebadu. That allegation was not debunked up till now. Like, where do we start? So, I really appreciate Maxwell Okpara. I know this is not easy. You know, when you do something like this, you will enter into the radar of DSS. DSS might start tracking your number. Police can put, for CID, they can put your phone on their radar. Every incoming call will be tracked. They will wiretape your line. They will be tapping your line to know whether someone is sponsoring you to do that, to know whether there is any external influence. If there is any external influence, DSS can just come after you, even though you are doing the right thing. So I urge people to be very careful when you are doing something like this. But when I mean very careful, I do not mean that you should be afraid of what you are doing. We all are going to die. Only one thing is remaining. Only one thing is remaining. Let us lose our fear. The day we lose our fear, everything will be in order because everybody will take their place. Anything we want, it will happen. Anything we want, it will happen. But we just have to lose the fear. We just have to lose the fear. You know, fear, tribalism, so many things. This is why Nigeria can never be one. If you call for this part will say, no, this one is like something that is not one can never be one. That is the problem. Something that is not one can never be one. Anyway, I really like what Maxwell Okpara did. When we had End Bad Governance protest, so many of us were arrested. Some persons were charged for treason and so on and so forth. Just imagine. And terrorists, you are integrating them into the society. And protesters, you are charging them for treason. Black man. Black man. Like, something is definitely wrong with us. Something is definitely wrong with us. Anyway, let's see how the case goes. I will keep you updated.
Once a minor commit a crime, no matter the level of that crime, you try the minor under juvenile law. That one is a separate ballgame altogether. Now, you are talking about United Nations resolution. United Nations resolution is not automatic. This is a resolution. It's advisory. It is now left for each sovereign state to look at your own peculiar laws, look at your own peculiar circumstances before you now apply it. Now, one, you should check whether that resolution is even in conflict with your own law. If it is in conflict with your own law, it cannot be applied. That one is one. Then two, if you must apply it, there must be amendment, legislative amendment on that particular issue. That one is also on that. Then two, you should also check the level of crime. Madam Ayo, last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, how many generals were killed? Yesterday, how many persons were adopted in Benue by all these terrorists? And instead of you to look for a way to address it, you are busy reintegrating people into the system. I'm assuring you they are creating more harm than good, because those people, okay, Madam, have you think about that boy that lost the father and the mother? That man that lost the entire family. And you are now reintegrating the person in the same community, and you want the person to be watching the person. They are creating, this thing is creating more harm than good, and we should stop it. In the first instance, United Nations brought it when the issue of terrorism in a particular nation has come down. Now, the people in the IDP campus have left IDP camp to the various communities. You can now think about those who committed the act. The victims of this terrorist act, they are still in the IDP camp. And instead of you to think about how to rehabilitate them, instead of you to think about how to make their welfare there, and you are using our hard-earned money to say that you are rehabilitating a criminal under 6 months, it will not stand. We will protest against it.